How's going? Dusty Bogan here. Welcome to the fucking, what is it? DustyWAVE Radio. I've ripped off Revenge of the Sis. How funny. You'll see when this is uploaded, I'll upload my thumbnail and I've full ripped off Revenge of the Sis. It's so funny. I think people will love it. Anyway, got some bloody good news. Nah, it's not good news. You know what this world's like? It's fucking crazy. Nah, it's not even. I don't think it's been a bad week in the news world. We're seeing all these. I think we're seeing the left wing people. I think that PC madness is backfiring on them. Like we can see it with the Democrats and you know how they're doing the fucking election thing in America, and they're just virtue signaling, and I swear that's gonna backfire. They're just talking to their own militant base, and like the swing voters are gonna be like, "This is fucking mental." Like I swear. I'll just hook this up. Get me freaking. I need to make this smaller. I need to do this. Get me YouTube on. I should have done this before. I was so like. Sometimes you know what I'm like. You put up with a lot with this YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Hey, Deadbeat. Thanks for tuning in, bro. I'm going to make you a moderator on this live. Add moderator. You seem like a top bloke. Deadbeat, you're always around. And guess what? On Thirsty Thursday, my video with Lyceum, my mate Oz, it got demonetized. So I was just looking at it, I was like waiting for my super chats to come through. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how come? I think like people might have donated $15 or something. And I was like, didn't come through. And then I looked at the video this morning. I'm like, wow. Somehow they demonetized that video, which is absolute bullshit because I swear we were full, fair, and balanced. Like, these people are mad. So if you want to send, I don't know if this video will even make it because, like, dead set, I'm saving all these articles on my phone. It's not my fault that there's so many stupid left-wing journalists in the world. You know what I mean? Hey, thanks, mate. Mel Double Romans Gibson, $2.99. Thanks, mate. I am black. Oh, yeah, cool. That's good, mate. Anyway, I don't even know if your super chats will stay because they could demonetize this fucking video. So if you just want, I'll put a link in the description. I think I got this. Bang. Is that right? Does that even work? Sorry for fucking yous around. Oh, there's too many. What I'm doing is I'll put a thing in for my. Okay, I'm majorly fucking yous around today. I'm still working this all out. I just posted my PayPal because if they do demonetize it, I don't even get your super chats, which is like a shame if you're someone's trying to be generous. But if you send it through my PayPal, I'll keep an eye on my phone. I'll keep an eye on my phone. I'll check it every now and then if any come through. Thanks for watching, 15 people. You're fucking awesome. I reckon I'll go get a mic stand this afternoon sometime. Thanks for tuning in. We'll read the news. We'll hook right in. What's this? Someone saying, thanks for all the Aussie info. I made an Aussie friend in my real estate class. Thanks to you. Cheers, mate. No worries. Pleasure to help. So we'll hook into these news articles because there's some good shit, I guess, going around. Let me find a good one. I seen this post today. It was just on Facebook. If you follow any of my social media, you'll see the fucking. I posted this article. It's about young people are less tolerant to the LGBTQI community. They've done some fucking. It was on the front page of the US Today newspaper. So they've done some polling, and they've gone through. I'll read it. They're saying that young people are growing less tolerant to the LGBTQ individuals. So each generation, I'll just read the stats. They're saying they've done this study, they've done it. I think they do it every year, and this year it's like we're seeing a decline in how tolerant people are to the LGBTQI. You got the plus 70-year-olds that were 40% likely to be to feel uncomfortable around gay people. Now it's dropped 34 34 to 34% feel uncomfortable, which is like, I don't know, whatever. And then the 52 to 71, it only dropped 1% to 29% feel uncomfortable. 35 to 55 went up. They feel they feel 30% of them feel uncomfortable, so that went up 2%. And then from 18 to 34% age bracket, it's risen from 29% to 36% of people feel uncomfortable. And I think in this article, they're a bit worried. They're like, oh, the young generation, they're becoming like less tolerant to the LGBTQI community. They feel uncomfortable. Now 36% of them feel uncomfortable. Now, I think it's just simply like, they're like the authoritarian glitterati. You know what I mean? Once they start like forcing stuff on us and they are militant, once you see like, oh, the gays used to be funny, right? We see it like, look on The Simpsons, all this like, when we grew up, it was kind of like, yeah, it was in pop culture, the gay stuff, and they were just funny. They were like, oh yeah, funny gay people, whatever. They like to party and be gay, whatever. No one really cared. And now they're like become militant. They're like gender neutral pronouns and fucking gender neutral birth certificates. And, you can lose your job. Like Israel Folau, this footy player, he lost his job for quoting the Bible. And so, of course, people are going to be like a little bit like, yeah, I feel a bit uncomfortable around these people. What happens if I say something that is a joke, or I'm not even like, and then this person is like militant? They are militant. So we're just like, I guess people are waking up to the militant LGBTQI community, which like I personally, I think like, I don't know if it's the gays people who are so militant. I think 1% of the gays, even though they're only 1 or 2% of the population, I think inside that 0.01% are militant. And I think the most noise we hear from all this is just the virtue signaling people who are like, I'm tolerant. And then they're like, you're discriminating against gays. And they just do that as a virtue signal. So I don't know if the gays are to be blamed. I wouldn't feel uncomfortable around the gay people. I think people always say to me, just be careful what you say around them. They could be a bit sensitive. And you're like, oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough, mate. So yeah, it's funny how the next generation, they're saying the next generation are like a little bit more conservative. I reckon that's fucking cool. You can see that I posted that article on my Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and shit, Telegram, MeWe. The main ones I use. Here's another article. I'll smash out a few and then I'll read the comment section. 21 watching. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ozzy Osbourne becomes the latest rock star to tell President Trump, don't use my music. Yesterday I was at work. We're going through a bit of a slow patch, so we're doing maintenance. It's pretty fucking boring, so I'm just listening to fucking music all day. I was listening to like old school rock and old school metal. was just listening to it on Spotify and then adding all these sick songs to my playlist. And I was, listening to a few Ozzy Osbourne, was it Black Sabbath songs? I was like, yeah, they're fucking sick. Add them to my playlist. Old Ozzy, he's all right. So rocker Ozzy Osbourne and his wife Sharon have told US President Trump not to use his music ever again, telling him to stick with Kanye West and other musicians. Mr. Trump upset the Osbourne when he tweeted a fake video showing the president gate crashing this week's debates between 20 Democrat presidential hopefuls. The video was set to Osbourne's 1980 song "Crazy Train." Yeah, good on him. But Sharon Osbourne wasted no time in issuing a statement on her husband's behalf, saying they did not want the British rock star's music used in association with Trump's campaign. Get this, but this is a good thing I kind of like. They don't want to use with Trump's campaign or any political campaigns for that matter. So they just want to stay out of politics, the Osbournes. They're like, we just want to stay out. Thank fuck. I kind of like that about Ozzy and his missus. So it's not like directly going after fucking negative towards Trump. They're just like, we just want to stay out of politics. And I'm thinking, fucking bravo. They get a tip of the dusty hat. You know what I mean? Fucking good on yous. Or fucking, pardon me. Oh no. I actually sent a link to this Hangouts to Mersh and to Tim Wills from the Unshackled. I don't know if they'll come on. I just emailed it to them. It's like, here, mate, if you're fucking round, tune in. I need to get a mic stand so I can read these comments. Trans movement was okay until they started involving the children. Yeah, I totally agree. That's fucking crazy. It's bloody wild. I remember the weirdest thing I've ever seen, right? My missus graduated uni last year. And it's like all good. It's kind of funny. There was like Muslims who graduated, and there was like trans, and they were trannies. They were done up like full, like you see them when like just full all out, like a beard with like glitter and a dress, and like the muscles sticking out. They were rigs, and I was like, all right, yeah, whatever. The professors did these weird speeches all about disabled people. I think this is the next thing. Just watch out, because there's going to be like, I was like, I bet you that's the next thing they go after. It's like equal participation, even for like disabled and handicapped people. Anyway, then that all finished. They finished the speech over a quarter. I was like, this is just fucking, they're getting the last minute of brainwashing in. And everyone's like, I was like, righty. And then we went outside, and they had like this, fucking food, that tables out with food. I'm like, awesome, here we go. Approach the tables with caution, because here we go, big fucking sign, like massive signs. There must have been, each table must have had 2 signs, and they said halal food or halal certified, all the food. I'm like, all right, for the 2 Muslims out of like 2,000 students that graduated, they made all the food halal. And then I'm like, hang on a minute, how does the trannies feel about that? You know what I mean? It's like, it was like the minority Olympics there. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, how do the trannies feel? Like, okay, they've like clearly capitulated to the fucking 2 Muslims who graduated here, which were like 0.1% of the fucking whole population of the people. And I'm like, the poor trannies are probably thinking, them same Muslims want to throw me off a building. You know what I mean? Pretty much all of us want to do that too. 36 of yous watching. That's a lot. Thanks a lot for tuning in. What happened with Revenge of the Cis today? Tell me in the comments section, someone. Because I was like, I woke up and I seen them live. I was like, fuck, I didn't listen to it because my missus was sleeping. And I didn't want to poke the bear, you know. Why did you wake me? I didn't want to go through that trauma. So I didn't play it. And then I had breakfast and I was like, huh? The show must have ended early or something. Yeah, I agree, James. All's ups. Yeah, the trannies were all good. I think the gays and the trannies were fine. No one even cared. It's like the Muslims who no one really cared if they weren't killing people. No one would care about the trannies unless until it's like, hang on a minute, they're reading books to kids. They want to have gender neutral language around children, huh? I have a boy and a girl. We have children. They are either male or female. That's it. We don't need to confuse them further. You know what I mean? And then yeah, there we go. They start. Trannies are just fashion trend. Soon they will start wearing bell bottoms again and forget about chopping their dicks off. That's just the fashion trend. Maybe we're like in a bubble. You know, it's like the gay marriage vote came in, and it's like, oh fuck yeah, they're going ballistic about it, and then hopefully it will just be like stabilize. You know, be like we started here, we're going through a bubble. Maybe it'll be just a little bit worse than it was before. We'll just normalize, and we'll be like, yeah, who cares? Get over it. Go back to being fun and funny. They should. What they need to do, the trannies need to be like, go if you're a tranny, go to Phuket in Thailand and go down like fucking Ladyboy Alley and go be like, oh, these trannies, they're fucking cool people. I went and seen the trannies down Ladyboy Alley. You like go down and have a beer with them and a laugh with them, they're fine. So go to fucking for you know what I mean. I'll be like, hey government, how about we don't pay for their surgery to cut their dicks off? How about we just buy them a ticket to fucking Phuket, send them to Ladyboy Alley, and then they'll come back and they'll just be like funny and cool again. Be like, that's all good. Calm fucking down. What else have we got? I don't want to get too deep into the trans community because you know you get the shit, won't you? You rock. You rock, Dusty. Saw you on Revenge of the Sis. Cheers. Thanks, mate. I'm pretty lucky they found me. And fucking eyes are burning out. My lights are fucking blazing in here. Deadbeat. I like the interview you did recently, mate. Cheers. Was that? Yeah, that was like an old one I posted up with the Vietnamese dude. I'm gonna like repost up a few of my interviews because I think they were really good. And it's probably like before people knew. A lot of my new fans are probably haven't gone back through all my old shit, but some of them are awesome. And the biggest problem we have in Brisbane right now, it's like they like when they booted me on Facebook. They booted me on Facebook, and I had a pretty big following. I was getting 5,000 views a video. And then what was happening is they booted us off Facebook, and I think by coincidence they stopped issuing permits for rallies, and then they stopped issuing visas for people who would come to Australia on speaking tours. It was just like fuck, just like died out. Maybe it was because of the election. Like they were like, all right, we need a 6 to 8 month gap where we're fucking undercutting the Conservatives. I think that's what was going on. They were like getting worried, but who cares? So I haven't done a lot of going to rallies and shows and shit and like interviewing people on the street. But as they pop up, a few of them have come back, like that weed rally, and we went to the Labor Day march, which is like the unions and shit, which was kind of interesting actually. Today, Revenge of the Cis was Democratic debate and queer kids stuff mostly. Yeah, I caught a little bit of it. Yeah, deadbeat. Kids don't need to know about sex or gender until puberty. That's right. That's fucking correct. Just let them be kids. Leave them alone. You want to be a kid as long as you can. That's fucking rule number one. Shout out Dusty, the rig. No worries, mate. 40 watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'll just check my PayPal. Not to be a dickhead, just so you know I'm fucking around. Because yeah, donate to my PayPal in case they cut me off. Fucking cut me off from monetizing this shit because they're bloody. What they're doing is that right? Fuck it. I should get a text if one comes through. Anyway, I'll keep reading these comments. These fucking news articles. Thanks for tuning in. 41 of yous. That's fucking awesome. What else have we got going on here? So Putin, they had all this fucking. They went to this G20 meeting. In where was it? It was in Japan or something. Disagreement over trade, climate change, in Hong Kong. Yeah, whatever. This is the thing. How do you think globalists feel, right? They're like globalism, and you're like, hang on a minute. We have meetings like the G20, the 20 biggest economies or whatever they are. They meet together. They are like they enjoy their own sovereignty and their own borders and their own trade deals, and they want to govern themselves. And they come together and they like try to work things out peacefully. That's fine. See, the system's working fine. We don't need globalism. We need to have nation states that govern themselves, local governance and democracy, preferably. So you can vote out dickheads. That's number one. That's the number one good thing about democracy. I think just the fact you can vote out idiots. You know what I mean? Or keep the good ones in, like Trump. What are they saying? There was some crap in here. Front and center, Donald Trump shook hands and smiled in a private conversation with Saudi Crown Prince. Holy crap. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, rather than waving his hand like the rest of the group. Yeah, what a legend. Maybe he was just like sending a message to Iran, like Saudi Arabia's here and we're mates with them. Don't blow up the oil tankers. I reckon that's what that would have been. Would have been pretty strategic, or Trump being Trump, he would he would get that shit. And then also what happened on Mr. Trump's right is the Turkish president Erdogan, who reportedly switched places with fucking how do you say his name? Jinping, the Chinese president, because they swapped last minute, the Turkish prime minister and the Chinese president, the last minute, so the US and Chinese presidents would not have to pose next to one another. The two countries are engulfed in an escalating trade war that threatens to shave 0.5% of growth of global economy this year, according to the International Monetary Fund. Rightio. Is that even a lot? I mean, 0.5%. It's probably like fucking 100 billion, hundreds of billions of dollars is probably 0.5%. So it's probably huge. But anyway, and then Trump took a shot at Hawaii. Is it called? Yeah, Hawaii. So he's worried about them fucking interfering as they roll out the 5G. I reckon they're rolling out 5G so they can get ready to have electric self-driving cars and trucks. That's my theory. Surely that's the whole purpose. Like, fuck, if we roll this out, it'll be next level kind of automation will be going on. Woo, Aaron, holy crap, bro. $30. Buy a mic stand. Yeah, bro, I will. I'll go get one today. You're a legend, bro. Thanks heaps. Aaron's helping me with stuff in Canada. He's a Proud Boy in Canada. So as shit goes on in Canada, I'm gonna get him on to talk about the news. And there was all these mad articles he sent me this week about Antifa carrying on like idiots up there, protesting like some mayor of some city protesting his house and being dickheads. So I'll get you on to talk about that maybe next week or something, or the week after, whenever you're free, mate. So yeah, get this is what I really wanted to talk about on this article about the fucking G20. Scott Morrison, that's the Australian Prime Minister. He met with both the US and Chinese leaders and said it would be unrealistic to expect a solution to the months-long battle in the 2-day summit. So he's like, yeah, as if we're going to reach a solution. He must have said that to a journalist. This is what he said. There's obviously a determination to resolve it, but I'm not naive about the difficulties that occur. The Australian Prime Minister told reporters on Friday the fact that they're engaging is positive, but I'm simply aware that there are very real, substantial, and difficult issues to be resolved. It's kind of good. He's backing up Trump when he's saying that, I think, because there are real issues to be resolved. There's like, we're dealing with the Chinese who probably have terrible fucking. I bet you the workers in China are like, they have no workers' rights. You know what I mean? It's probably like terrible. And there's like probably getting paid shit. And then what we're supposed to do is our manufacturing jobs are supposed to compete with that. Where over in Australia, it's like we have really good conditions, pretty good conditions. A lot of red tape. It probably makes it harder for to have the profitability there for these jobs that go to China. But so there's like dramas there, and you think like, where are these unions and these left-wing people? Shouldn't they be like, hang on a minute, third world manufacturing is like slave labor camps. So these people are working like dogs. They're getting paid peanuts. It's not really fair. Like that's like a decent, and then like, the idea of them not being as not managing the waste as well and causing pollution. We would do a way better job. If we did more manufacturing in the West, I reckon there's a moral argument to be made there. It's like we'd do a better job with the pollution that it creates and managing the fucking waste that it creates, and also the workers would have better conditions and better wages, better rights. You know what I mean? This is like a definite moral fucking argument there. And let alone like getting ripped off. I'm sure they like treat their environment and their workers like shit, and they're like, maximum profit. Don't give a fuck. It was like some article I was reading that China was admitting that fucking, what's the chemical? I think it's the chemical they had in fridges, and it's like I can't remember the name of it. It like burns holes. It's like the aerosol cans, and they have that. It's the gas they used to use in aerosol cans and in the back of fridges, and it would burn holes in the ozone layer. So they banned it globally, and apparently they're like, the satellites are picking up that this fucking chemical's burning. It's being used in China again. They're burning holes in the ozone layer. So great example of them fucking, not fucking playing by the rules. They're probably like, it's cheaper. We can maximize our profits. Yeah, fucking wonderful, mate. They're like the authoritarian capitalists, the Chinese. It's like I'd call them a single party authoritarian capitalistic society. Let's call them that. What else was I saying here? Mr. Morrison, Australian Prime Minister, told both presidents their spat was negatively impacting the global economy, hurting other countries. The comment isn't made as criticism, it's just made as candid observation, he said. And I'm not the only one making it. That's pretty fucking sick. Scott Morrison's a badass. I'm glad he would like just be straight up and be like, bang, this is fucking, you need to pull your heads in, boys, and get your shit sorted out because it's fucking hurting the global economies. Good on you, ScoMo. And then he said, like, the comment isn't made as criticism, it's just made as a candid observation. So he's kind of like, he's being tough, but he's also trying to be nice enough. I think it's like, that's the thing. Like in the real world, there's a certain amount of political correctness that we all do. Like we all put on this face. Some stages in our life, we feel like shit, fucking angry and that. But you go to work or you're buying fuel at the servo or fucking McDonald's and you're like, how you going, mate? And you're polite and friendly. Or someone that fucks your order up, right? And you're like, it's all good, no worries. There's a certain amount of political correctness that we all put into our conversation. Like, I do it with my workmates because I'm a leading hand at my work. And like, you know, you got to be like, hey, mate, can you do this? Can you stop doing that? I need you to do this. Thanks heaps. And you try like PC it down. You try to be polite. So I guess it's just being polite. It used to be called, there was a common amount of just being polite in this real world. And now we've traded in being polite, which was normal. That's all ScoMo's doing. He's like having a tough conversation with fucking Chinese and US presidents. He's like, hey guys, pull your heads in a little bit in a polite manner. You know what I mean? That's what he's doing. He's being polite. We need to bring back politeness into society. And we'd be like, hey, we're just going to get rid of the PC madness. We don't need political correctness. We just need to be reminded that, yeah, you can be polite. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. I do it. And in the right time and place, you can troll people, stir the pot, joke around, fucking sledge each other, wind them up, all that. There's all time and place for it if we get this fucking balance right. Anyway, I thought that was a good little something to read because ScoMo's doing a good job. He just got elected. I'm glad he was there. I'm glad he fucking chipped in his 2 cents. Definitely gonna go buy a bike stand today. Zen Rhino. Hey mate, how you going? How's it going? I see you got PayPal set up in the information section, but you need to get signed up over at Streamlabs and post that link in the information section too and put it on your screen. I know. I need to sort that out, dude. I made an account and then I put the link in on a video the other week and someone donated $10 and I was like, fuck, but I didn't like check it. And so I didn't give the person a shout out, which I was spewing about. And then I haven't worked out how to put it up on my screen, but Lacey, you know, Scottish Lacey, or the Revenge of the Cis fans might know of her. She was on Thirsty Thursday. She sent me a few videos, tutorials, like how to fucking work it out. But I've been pretty busy as normal. So I'm going to fucking set that shit up. It's like a fun way to do it. Chinese techno-fascists. Yeah, I reckon that's about right. Diplomacy. Is it diplomacy? Is that what I mean? Being polite. A little bit of diplomacy. Yeah. I think that's a better word than political correctness. Political correctness is like authoritarian. But really, it's like, even the word political correctness, you know, used to be tolerance. We used to tolerate people. That used to mean I disagree with you. I think you're wrong, but I'm going to tolerate you. That was tolerance. That was kind of all right. And then we went from tolerance to political correctness. That's where we're like self-correcting ourselves and saying like, where tolerance, we used to be like, I disagree with you, but I'll tolerate you. Now we've traded in and we've gone, Oh, I can't disagree with you. Disagreeing with you is insulting and fucking. That's like an attack on you. And like, I need to change. I need to capitulate to your fucking needs because I don't want to upset you. That's what political correctness has become. It's like, and then where is it coming from? It's coming down, it's like top down authoritarian. Do you know what I mean? It's not this voluntarily, like you were saying. What was the word? Diplomacy. It's not like diplomacy or politeness, which is actually like self critiquing or like, I feel fucking enraged right now, but I'll be I'll be diplomatic. I'll be fucking polite regardless of my emotions. And that was like a voluntary thing that we had in our culture. You know what I mean? And we traded in for the authoritarian PC culture. Congratulations. That made the world a shitter place. Fucking stupid it is. No, it's not your fault or my fault. Dusty, am I following the World Cup? Nah. Never watched soccer in my life. Or football, whatever they call it. I used to play it. It's kind of like cricket. To me, soccer's like cricket. Like I love playing cricket, but it's pretty fucking boring to watch. And but unless I watch it live, when you watch sports live, I reckon that's different. So like maybe if I went to like some live soccer games, I think it like changes my mind on that. And I'll be like, yeah, it's actually pretty fucking cool because you're like in an environment, atmosphere, everyone's fucking like, yeah, getting into it. And like, yeah, cricket and soccer, I'm like, I watch it, I'm like, can't get into it. But it's just like AFL. You know, I don't know if you're aware, a lot of you Americans, we have AFL and Australian Football League. It's like you can't, you have to watch it yourself. But even that game, I used to watch it and I'd be like, I don't fucking get this game. But then I went to a live. My missus, mum, and dad, they won tickets on the radio, like a season pass to the AFL, and actually went to a few games when they couldn't make it. I think they were sick once or twice in the season or busy, and then they gave us the tickets, and we went. I was like, you know what? It's actually fucking awesome live, and it was just like the atmosphere was entertaining. So I'm not one to like, I don't want to fucking pay out on don't want to pay out on the fucking soccer, on the football. Maybe if I go and watch it live, and the atmosphere would be fucking awesome. I reckon. Someone sent through some. My missus sent through $1.50 on PayPal. Maybe she was just testing if the text would come through and I can read it. And also, James, he sent through $10 on PayPal. Does it let comments come through? It should fucking let comments come through. In the past, it's let comments come through. Oh shit, is it even working? No, I'm stuffing around. I'm getting off track. But it's cool the texts are coming through, so. This is a fucking stuff around. What's going on here? Pardon me. Oh, what a fuck around. Sorry, guys. I need to get my life sorted out eventually. See if any comments came through with that. Oh, yeah, James, it did come through. James Andrachow. I fucking suck at pronouncing names. Forgive me. I'm not even that fucking smart. Yeah, so a comment came through. That works fucking awesome. I think this is worth 2,000 of your kangaroo bucks. Enjoy the Foster's, buddy. This is Laylam Dark. Oh, I shouldn't fucking say that. Sorry, bro. Oh, I'm fucking. Sorry, mate. How stupid am I? My missus sent through $1.50. Said, "I love you." Did it work? Yeah. So it worked. That's sweet. Now I got a fucking problem. If I leave my phone on there, I can't read fucking videos and shit. I can't read my fucking. I'm gonna do this. Bang. I need to get my shit sorted out. I'm working all this out. It's thanks heaps sending money through PayPal because, like I said, Thirsty Thursday video got demonetized, and I'm pretty sure I lose all my super chats then. So hopefully that money gets reimbursed to us. Not to be like weird and be like, this ain't all about money. Do you know what I mean? Fucking what? Trying to get on my Telegram where I keep all my news articles. Dusty Bogan News. Here we go. We're fucking back. Get this shit. I got some other good articles here. What the hell is this one about abortion? Oh, fuck. You wouldn't get this shit, eh? You gotta read this article. What a mutant. Next time I'm sorting out this PayPal a lot better. No, that's fucked. I can't do it that way. Sorry, everyone fucking is around. You guys are so patient and put up with heaps of shit with me. Holy fuck. Here we go, I'm back. I'm back anyway. Fucking do it like this. Anyway, I'll read through some comments for a second because I just fucked everyone around there so long. Emerald Fox, yes, I don't know what I'm saying there. Your wife is wonderful. She really deserves a puppy. Nah, no puppies. You have a fucking baby. Puppy wave for Miss Bogan. Oh, no. I had to look after my brother's 3 dogs. Oh, fucking eyes. One of my eyes are red, bloodshot red. I had to look after my brother. You know, Black Lungs, the guy who owns this postie bike. He was living with me, and he was a real fucking head wreck. Because he broke his back. We had to pay to get his back fixed, and then he went like crazy, mental. I guess can you blame the dude? Because yeah, he had a fucked with his head. Then he moved in and lived with me. That was a head wreck, so I had to kick him out. And but we had to look after 3 of his dogs, which is just insane. So the 3 dogs, it was just like, even though he was here because he was mental, like I guess I had to look after his dogs. It was a fuck around. But anyway, let's read another fucking article, eh? Get this shit. This one's pretty funny. And I'll have to read that abortion one. I didn't even know what that was. I'll go back to it. Get this. An inmate escaped Darwin prison precinct in high vis and a fucking golf buggy. So up in Darwin, it's like our most northern city in Australia at the top end. And this dude, how he's broken out of the prison, he's managed to get a high vis shirt and a hat and just jumped in one of the worker buggies, and he's just driven his buggy out of the prison. That's how he's escaped. What a true fucking Aussie legend. This guy's got to go down in the history books, you know what I mean? How did he do it? A prisoner working in a horticultural section of the Darwin jail has used the buggy to escape the facility. Northern Territory police said Sean Idle drove away from the prison at 2 p.m. on Friday. He was last seen driving the green polarized buggy on Wilson Road towards Gunpoint Road. Police told members of the public not to approach whatever his name is. He's wearing a high-vis yellow shirt and dark blue shorts. I'm sure he changed his clothes. It's probably the first thing. He drove the buggy down the road. He was just like waving to people, just like giving them the nod. Yeah, I'm a worker. I'm doing some kind of work here. And then he would have been like, fuck. I bet she would have just clotheslined, like jumped the fence and stole someone's clothes off that clothesline. And he's no longer wearing the high vis, sorry to tell yous. Then the first thing he ditched. Some crazy. I'll try to find that crazy article this week because I didn't get to read a lot of news because I had guests on Monday night. I had my mate Geordie on Tuesday night. I had my mate Geordie on, who was Proud Boy. He's a married dude. And so they did like some hit piece article about us, and they're like, Proud Boys have ties to white supremacists. And in the article, they have the photo of us and this politician guy, Lyle Shelton. And next to Lyle, they're all wearing shirts, our Proud Boy shirts. Here's fucking the politician next to him is Geordie, who's a Maori. And it's like, how insulting to be said that it's a white supremacist group when this guy is not only is he a Proud Boy, he's one of the leaders. You know, how fucking stupid. Get this article, Daily Telegraph. I don't know what's going on in this world. This is what some nutcase suggested. Abortion outrage. Well, I'm glad they've said this. I'm glad they're saying it's abortion outrage. This is not even abortion. Mums should be allowed to terminate newborns, says Australian academics. This makes me want to throw up. Killing newborn babies should be allowed if the mother wishes. Australian philosopher has argued in a prestigious journal. Does that make you want to fucking be sick? What a fucking mental bitch. Who is this lady? Their argument is that it is morally the same as abortion. Well, exactly right. It is the same as abortion because abortion is killing the baby. So that's exactly right. Why stop it? Why stop at the womb? You know what I mean? It's the same as abortion. Has focused the British Medical Journal to defend its publication of their views. So it's the British Medical Journal, hey? Jeez, that's fucking wild. This is like next. I thought like, oh yeah, abortion's just like eugenics. You know what I mean? It's just like a big eugenics program where they're trying to get rid of birth defects and stuff, and pretty much trying to kill poor people. Because they're like, oh, it's more of a financial burden if a single mother or young person has a baby. So it's just like a big eugenics program and like an economic program because all they care about is money and fucking they believe in like they're militant atheists who are like trying to use pretty much eugenics to like create a new kind of evolution. Maybe that's just like a thought. Not to say it's the truth. But anyway. In an article that has sparked outrage around the world, well, I'm fucking glad it has. And so this lady's had death threats. She's from Monash, and Melbourne University academics argue that foetus, I don't know what that word is, and a newborn birth lack a sense of life and aspiration. I don't get what that's what they mean there. They argue this justifies after birth abortion on the proviso it is painless as the baby is not missing out on a life it cannot contemplate. What the fuck? This is insane. They're not missing out because they don't know. It's painless as the baby is not missing out on a life it cannot contemplate. Whoa. That's insane. Yeah, it comes from the philosophy department. The doctors of philosophy argue in the BMJ publication Journal of Medical Ethics that 1/3 of infants with Down syndrome are not diagnosed in the womb, which means mothers of children with severe disabilities should have the chance to end the child's life after as well as before birth. Like I said, a eugenics program. I've got 2 people with Down syndrome who live on my street. I see them every day. One of them waits on the street. No, so anyway, it's fucking terrible. We even had a Proud Boy. He did a speech about abortion. Good mate of mine, and he's like, what are they doing? They're trying to fucking. It's like they're trying to wipe out these people, the fucking Down syndrome. That's like this eugenics program. They're trying to just wipe them out. It's like the Holocaust against Down syndrome people. And no one cares. What are they going to do? Like I was saying when I went to this graduation thing and all the professors were talking about disabled people having equal equality. What are they going to do when they look at themselves in the mirror and they realize, like, shit, we're saying this, and at the same time, we're encouraging people to abort their disabled babies. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just a virtue. Maybe what they were saying was just a virtue signal to seem like they care, but really they don't. In the article, After Birth Abortions, Why Should the Baby Live? The authors argue a serious philosophical problem arise when the same conditions that would have justified abortion become known as after birth. In such cases, we need to assess facts in order to decide whether the same arguments that apply to killing a human fetus can also be consistently applied to killing a newborn human. This is fucking disgusting. That's exactly right. They're saying the arguments about all the arguments they've used about abortion, justifying abortion. Now they're like, oh well, can't we just use them arguments for killing the born baby? And this is the thing. This is what I said. The same thing around the gay marriage vote when they said they had the slogan "Love is love, love is love," and I was like, I don't agree with your slogan. I don't agree with your slogan, love is love, because anyone can use that same argument. Anyone like Muslims can be like, oh, I believe in polygamy. Love is love. Oh, I believe in bestiality. Love is love. Oh, they believe in they want to marry children. Love is love. Yeah. It's fucked up. Anyway, I wanted to change articles. That article was a bit fucked. A bit depressing. Here we go. I'll jump in the comment section again for a little bit. 38 is watching. Right bottom. Dusty and Alex are on the same spectrum, the truth spectrum. Oh. Where's Alex? Alex Jones? Nah. Maybe. Infanticides. Yeah, infanticide. Is that how you say it? It's fucking insane, man. I went to this cool thing at the start of the year. Must have been around Christmas time because they were talking about the real historical Santa. And apparently he used to say, like, the Romans and the Greeks and all these people, they used to leave their babies out. They'd give birth and they'd be like, oh, yeah, he's a bit not 100% what we want, or it might be not the gender they want. And they'd just leave the baby out. Just leave it out in the snow or for the fucking wolves to get. And apparently the historical person of St. Nicholas, he was known for rescuing babies. You go and take them to the nuns and stuff. Take them to the Christians and they'd look after them. And it's recorded that the Christians used to do this. The early church used to rescue these babies. And it was like a big thing that the Romans and all these people used to kill their babies. As the generations went on, the churches were filled with women. And everyone used to come to the church to get a wife because everyone else would kill their babies. Not all the time, but it would happen. But I thought, yeah, that's sick. The real historical person of Santa. And they went on about it and all the cool shit he did. His signature's on the, if you go where, like, you can look up where the Bible was canonized and all the bishops, they signed off. Yeah, these books are more historically accurate. These are the ones that were quoted by the apostolic fathers and you know, whatever. They decided what Bibles they wanted to canonize, and St. Nicholas's signature's on there. He was a real historical person, and he saved babies. What a fucking legend. Yeah, it's evil. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are on the same page, man. It's evil. It's I'm at my work training day. They showed a video of how we support people with special needs, and it made me tear up a little bit. Yeah, that's hard out. It's really nice. What do you do for work? Do you support disabled people at your work, or are you like, yeah, we will employ these people? Anyway, I think it's good. I think it's nice. um, we're all a little bit fucked up in this world. Let's face it. No one's perfect. No one has to be perfect. Like, but at least we can try and help each other in our weaknesses and stuff. Big Salty, I'm going to church tomorrow, and you got a bit to do with that, Dusty. Thanks, mate. I hope you enjoy it, mate. Just be wary of the prosperity gospel when they preach that shit and they talk about money, and they're like, if there's any money manipulation going on, probably find a new church. But anyway, there are plenty of great churches out there. And I'm not like, I don't care about denominations. Like, I'll go to the Catholic Church. I go to like I guess it's close to like one of these Pentecostal churches. And it's cool. It's called C3 Church. They have, the cool thing about our church is, I think when our churches get to like 100, 150 people, they will like go and start another church. So they keep them nice and kind of small. And we have churches in like we have underground churches in like North Korea, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, fucking all these sweet places around the world where like you wouldn't think they're actually churches, but they are. So that's like a cool thing my church does. And it's good to be a part of it. But yeah, good on you, bro, for going and checking it out. Hopefully you have like remember this, Christianity, it's supposed to be a spiritual transaction. That's what Jesus was talking about. When he died and he rose again, he's like, it's more beneficial for me to go. So, and I will ask the Father and he will send another, the Holy Spirit. You will receive power. He is the helper who helps us to have spiritual help. You know what I mean? From the inside out. Like Jesus said to the Pharisees, he's like, you religious teachers of the law, you try to wash the outside of the cup and you think it's clean, but I say to you, wash the inside of the cup and the outside will become clean also. And we need to remember that. That's what Christianity is about. It's about the spiritual help that washes the inside. And like, I don't, in this life, I tell you what, I don't look at like a gay person or a Muslim or any person, whatever, wherever they're at. I don't look at them and judge the external. I just say like, hey man, if they had the Holy Spirit inside them, helping them, cleaning them from the inside, I reckon there would be like a change from the inside out. And that's what that's what I'm interested in, because that's what's helped me. You know what I mean? That's what's helped me big time from the inside out. So never get worried when you meet, like, yeah, we've got to be wise, and you'd be like, that person's negative, making negative choices. They're like, they piss me off. They're foolish. They're fucking, if you hang out with them, they do dumb shit, get you in trouble, whatever. So yeah, we've got to be wise and be like, can't hang out with certain people and position ourselves well and make judgment calls. Like I make judgment calls on people, protecting myself and those around me. You know, like if there's people who enters into my group and I'll be like, this dude's fucking dangerous. Sorry, mate. We don't want you in the fucking group. I don't want to be around you. We got to say no. We got to make judgment calls, but we also understand that even that person, wherever their situation is, they still need that spiritual transformation from the inside. But it's got to be voluntary. I think it only works. It only works voluntary. It has to be us wanting that transaction to happen. It's a voluntary choice. It's up to them. So we can help them and encourage them in that. But yeah, we could help them in that. But yeah, it's definitely a. You know what I'm saying? Hope that helps. I hope that fucking helps us get this balance right. I'll read a few more here. Deadbeat 666, Betty Spaghetti, I'm autistic. I feel for you. Your kid is fine and you'll be fine, predominantly from your understanding, attitude, respect. Sorry, I don't have time to read all your comments, but that's nice of you, Deadbeat. Good on you, bro. Glad I made you admin today. And Lisa, you're awesome too. I think this. Making Lisa. Even though I know it isn't getting out of control, I wonder if that's why they demonetized my Thirsty Thursday. Like if fucking the comment section got it demonetized. I don't even know what we said what was wrong, but I'm not like attached to the PC culture, so I'm not playing silly games. I just want to be real, and I think really I got the balance fairly right. So, as in, Lisa, my grandpa was a high-level Mormon bishop and baptized my uncle to make it to where people wouldn't see the family in a bad way for having a disabled son. What? That's kind of weird. So what, they judge you that what your sins, the sins of the fathers hand on to the son, it's like punishment that your son's disabled. Is that what they mean? So they secretly baptize him. Am I reading that right? It's crazy. And then so someone said, as in Mormonism is not even true Christianity at all. Yeah, not really. I've read when I was in Miami, we stayed at some hotel. I think it was the Sheraton or something. It's owned by Mormons, and in the drawer next to the bed there was the Book of Mormon. And I read it. We went to South Beach for the day. And I just sat on the beach reading the Book of Mormon. And when we were in the pool and hot tub and shit, like, yeah, fuck yeah. And I kind of found it really interesting. It's like reading Lord of the Rings or Narnia. So it has like awesome Christian themes, and most of it's like right. Most of it's correct when you read the Book of Mormon. But they definitely venerate Jesus as God and Lord and Savior. But and then when I got home, Dad said like 2 days later, I got home from America. Then Mormon missionaries knock on my door, and I told them how I've been reading the book, and they gave me the Book of Mormon, and they gave me like the Pearl of Great Prize and like the full edition. And it has like there's a lot more books that they believe are fucking spiritually inspired anyway. So I read them all. They're really interesting, but I do think, yeah, I don't know. I think it's like not necessary. That's number one. I know Glenn Beck's a Mormon. I don't know if it's even necessary, and I don't know if it's historically reliable that all that awesome shit happened. Like, I think it's an awesome story, the Book of Mormon. It's entertaining. It's a great read. There's a whole lot of good can be taken from it. So I'm not mocking them, and I really like Mormons. I think they have great morals and values. I don't think it's not necessary. I don't know if it's historically true. And fucking, but it's up to the individual where they position Jesus in the heart to whether or not they're saved or not. You know, if they have this like our spirit and mind is like looking for, if they're like, if we're able, I think like in C.S. Lewis' book Mere Christianity, I really like that. He said a statement and I know this could like annoy some people, but he said a statement. Um, he said something like maybe not all people in heaven were Christians. He said maybe when we get to heaven, not all people there would have been Christians, but every person there will be there because of Christ. So that might mean that like maybe they wouldn't know Jesus personally, but Jesus Jesus finished work on the cross, covered them, and maybe because Jesus would know the heart and mind, in the sense that if they got to know Jesus, if they had an opportunity to hear the good news, that they would have accepted Jesus into the heart. Jesus would know the heart and be like, yeah, this person would be humble enough to understand that their works, their ability to do all the right things isn't what gets them to heaven. It's an ability to be humble and accept the finished work of the cross and let the Holy Spirit come in and help us in this life to overcome all the things in our life, like all the temptations and sins and addictions, and all the Holy Spirit comes in and he's like, slowly adjusts all the knobs and starts to fix all the stuff, because I think it's a spiritual transaction that helps it. But I thought that was nice of C.S. Lewis to say that. He also rejects the prosperity gospel in mere Christianity. It's a fucking great read. Sorry for going on mad tangents, but I read a heap of these books. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. Thank you. My uncle was being told that he's just stupid by my grandpa. So my uncle thought if he drank smart water, he could be normal. I cried. Some weird shit going on. Mormons that I've met are good people. Yeah, they are. I think like we're all subject to stupid ideas. Look at the PC culture. Look at the PC culture. Look at, like, we can tell. We know this, right? Look at World War II. The Nazis. They were all wrong. They were all wrong. They quickly got brainwashed and become like sheep and do the wrong thing. We see the same with communism. We see the same thing with Islam. So people are like sheeply and make wrong choices. We have to like navigate our way through the crap and hopefully find what is right. And billions of people have been wrong and are wrong. You know what I mean? Which is sad, and it's our like responsibility, if like we've been lucky enough to have like a good enough life to be able to navigate our way through the crap and be like, yeah, we've got the balance about right. We should be like try to connect with people and fucking help them get it right. Get it right. And it's like, you know, I've had to learn this shit the hard way, and it's all like sifting our way through all these different ideas, which is fun. I enjoy it. And I don't really blame people. I don't really like want to be judgmental on them. We're all subject to making stupid choices and following the wrong crowd and doing the wrong thing, or being like have the wrong ideas. We can all do that, all of us. So we can just be like, oh yeah, I understand that. Yeah, you're wrong. Okay, not going to be a dickhead to you. Try connect with them as a friend and introduce them to Jesus or the Holy Spirit, and let that spiritual transaction help them from the inside out. That's what I reckon. You reckon that's right? I reckon that's totally right. Don't Mormons believe in polygamy? I think they've rejected the doctrine of polygamy. They used to, the early Mormons. Always talked. Joseph Smith had multiple wives. Apparently, he was a real bit of a scumbag on that level. I didn't realize how many guys are like awesome Christians who are into this stuff. Jesus and Lucifer were brothers who who I can't even read that. Yeah, there's like that Book of Mormon stuff. They Jesus and Lucifer were brothers. I don't think that's correct doctrine. The Bible doesn't mention it. The Bible doesn't mention that, and neither do it's not in the Old Testament, it's not in the New Testament, it's not in any of the letters of the New Testament or the Gospels, it's not in Revelation, and it's not even mentioned or written about by the Apostolic Fathers. You can read the writings of the Apostolic Fathers who are like, the book of Acts, the Christians, early church gets the Holy Spirit, they go around, they're starting to practically outwork the Great Commissioning to go make disciples of all the nations. They start start preaching the good news and starting churches all around Rome. And so the Apostolic Fathers, they're as they set up these churches, they make bishops to look after the churches. And them bishops, once the apostles are all dead, them bishops are still writing letters and posting them to other churches. And we have them letters. They're called the writings of the Apostolic Fathers. And you can read them. And it's interesting because it's doctrine that the apostles taught them and how to manage the church in early Christian culture. So if you read it, you're like, oh, we have historical evidence of what the disciples taught and believed, handed on to another generation, it's like secondary historical evidence of early church culture, Christian theology. None of the Mormon stuff's in there. And they all had the Holy Spirit. They all knew the truth. So why isn't it in there? We have to ask ourselves these questions. G'day, everyone. What's his name? Loco Bogan. Thanks, mate, for tuning in. You're a legend. We'll hook back into some news articles, even though I know this was sick. That's happening. Read another article. What's time? 10. We've been at this for an hour. Get this. I remember this article. So it's saying June 27, 2019 by Chris Dyer. Who wrote it? Mail Online. That's the name of this. Who produced this article? Anyway, I've read this before, but I didn't realize he said it again. The Dalai Lama warns that the whole of Europe could become Muslim or African if migrants are not returned to their home country. Wow. The Dalai Lama, he's awesome. Of course, I think the Dalai Lama, obviously that guy's been exiled from China. The communists hate him, and I think Western nations were tried to help the Dalai Lama out. I think the Dalai Lama is we need to help these European and Western nations wake up. I think the Dalai Lama's we don't want to lose them from the face of the earth. We don't want them to become a corrupt or Muslim nation or a communist nation, because he understands we believe in freedom. I think he wants to preserve that on the earth, maybe. Anyway, the Dalai Lama has warned that Europe could become Muslim or African if refugees who have been taken in are not then sent back to their home countries. That's what I reckon. I don't think there's anything wrong with temporary visas. This is my solution. I think that Western countries should do. They should issue out temporary work visas, temporary holiday visas, temporary student visas, temporary refugee visas, so they could come for a year or two till things settle down, then go home. And if we adopted this policy, right, we'd probably see these guys could come in for work or holidays, or students or refugees come in, experience Western culture, and then they'd go home. And I reckon they would then be like, yeah, we need to fix our own nations and make them more free like that. More, they need to have property rights and capitalism and common law and meritocracy and all them great things that make our nations free and awesome. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, all that stuff, freedom of assembly, all them good things. Hopefully they would see that, recognize it, be like, wow, I want it. Could then go back to their home nation and then fix their home nation. Because essentially that's the true answer to a lot of these global problems, whether it be pollution or fucking, mass third world migration. Can't we find a solution how we can help these nations with their problems with corruption? Isn't there a way we could help them adopt capitalism and property rights and a common law, which will lead to a reduction in fucking a reduction. Generally, it's a reduction in corruption. Is the biggest problem going on in Latin America and Africa, anyway. You know what I mean? The Buddhist spiritual leader who has been living as a refugee in India since fleeing Tibet in 1959 said only a limited number of migrants should be allowed to remain. He's fully correct. He knows what he's on about, he himself being a refugee. During an interview with the BBC, the Dalai Lama added that refugees have fled to Europe should be given skills before being returned. Maybe that's fair, and they could go back to their nation and actually fix it. And then we could actually have a better world. Instead of like, nah, we're not going to really fix the problem. We're going to virtue signal, allow third world refugees in, virtue signal, look how good we are, without actually solving the problem. How fucking stupid would that be? That's what we're doing now. It's like there's no interest in fixing the problem, and they have an interest in virtue signaling. That's all it's about. And like I said in the past, is because my theory is that they're militant atheists who have the only justification of their existence is stimulation of the nerve endings, what makes them physically feel good and what makes them emotionally feel good. Do you know what makes them feel emotionally good? Virtue signaling. And they just say all this crap. I don't think they care about gays or Muslims or refugees or the environment or fucking animals, anything. They don't care about any of it. All they care about is, I want to point at you, call you a bigot, and I'm going to virtue signal how I care about these freaking lovely animals and Muslims and refugees and the environment. I care so much, and you are evil. And it makes them emotionally feel good because that's all they've got. That's all they've got on this earth. You know what I mean? Because they traded the truth in for a lie. They're militant atheists, and they need to get back to spirituality and our culture and our tradition, our heritage, back to family, and then they'll feel fulfilled and satisfied in here. They're the true materialists. That's all they are. These people are the true materialistic, even though they like. This is why my theory is that it's like 85% of left-wing voters are atheists. And I think what they've got is they've expelled the ideas of culture, tradition, heritage, any kind of religion, any of this. They've expelled that from their mind. All they're left with is material gratification, emotional gratification. So virtue signaling is their new culture. Just remember that when they call you a bigot, and be like, thanks a heaps. Thanks heaps there. Hope that makes you feel really fucking special for 5 minutes, you sad human being. Here we go. Get back into it. During an interview with the BBC, the Dalai Lama added that refugees have fled to Europe should be given skills return. He said Europe was under an obligation to take. We are under an obligation to take in those who need help, but ultimately they should be returned to their homelands. Amen. Good on you, man. The 83-year-old said European countries should take these refugees and give them education and training. And the aim is to return to their own homeland with certain skills. Maybe that could work short term. There's got to be a better long-term solution than that. But here's a funny thing. Have you seen when I went to these rallies with the Vietnamese in Anala, and lots of them are Buddhist, right? And I didn't realize this, but on all the Buddhist temples in Brisbane, they have the yellow. It's like a yellow flag with 3 red lines. That's the South Vietnamese flag who fought for democracy. So these Vietnamese people who are Buddhist who come to Australia, they fly this flag on their temples, and it's like a big fuck you to communism. And I never realized that until recently when I went to that rally. And I was like, that's really fucking cool. Good on you. Good on the Buddhists for doing that. Anyway, we've heard enough from the Dalai Lama on that issue, that particular issue. What else we got? Here's some stupid idiot. I guess we didn't really. This is an article from Breitbart. Julian Castro. My healthcare plan would cover trans female abortions. This is the virtue signal of the during the Wednesday presidential debate 2020 presidential candidate forum. So I think it's like the Democrats are doing that, like, I forget what they call it. They vote in who's going to be running as the who's going to be the leading candidate for the Democratic Party. Anyway, and it's just like a big virtue signaling fest where they're like, I'm the most woke here. I know what the fuck's going on. I'm going to save everyone. I'm going to steal everyone's money and pay for everyone, free everything. That's pretty much what it is. Here we go. Moderator Lester Holt asked all of you on stage support a woman's right to have an abortion. You all support some version of a government healthcare option. Would your plan cover abortion? Mr. Secretary. Castro answered, yes, it would. I don't believe only in reproductive freedom. I believe in reproductive justice because they're just social justice warriors, they're keyboard warriors. He's gotten off his keyboard and he's having a presidential debate or a fucking whatever. He's running, mate, whatever you call it. What do you say? I believe in reproductive justice, and what that means is that just because a woman, or let's also not forget someone in the trans community, a trans female is poor, doesn't mean they shouldn't have the right to exercise that right to choose. What the heck? So if you're transgender and you can have a baby, doesn't that mean you're a lesbian? No, you're a female who's transitioned into a male. So you now believe you're a male, but you still have the ability to have a baby because you're actually a female. And then he's saying if that tranny gets pregnant, she should be able to abort her baby. Whoa, that's a lot to wrap your head around. Okay. And so I absolutely would cover the right to have an abortion for everyone. Congratulations, mate. You're a fucking idiot. That is the most stupid fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh, yeah. All right. Here's another fucking great article. Hey, Born Nordic, you're in. I'm making you moderator. You're going to have to read all. No, I won't. I've already got 2. I won't do it to you. Because the other day he was like, I had to read all the comments and I wasn't listening then. Like, oh, yeah. So funny. Get this shit. This is some great news because we've heard a lot of shit. There's some of that stuff you gotta sift your way through the madness. And you say, what the fuck's going on in this world? Preparations underway for possible Donald Trump trip to Australia. Hell yeah. Wherever Trump sets down, I'm going to have the day off work. I'm going to fly down there. I'm going to, I'll probably get like a big sign. I'll be like, I'll write on it. I'll be like, Dad, don't leave me with all these cunts. Nah. I'll be like, Dad, don't leave me again. Something like that. Sorry for swearing. Whoever wouldn't, sure the women wouldn't like that word. Anyway. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has invited US President Trump to visit Melbourne in December as the two leaders canvass rising security concerns with Iran and the danger of a global trade war. Mr. Morrison asked Mr. Trump to fly to Australia to attend a President's Cup Tour golf tournament, seizing the opportunity to strengthen ties with the presidents during their working dinner on Thursday night. What a fucking legend. So hopefully in December I'm coming to Melbourne. And like we're going through a slow patch at my work right now. My boss is like, you can have as much time off as you want. But I'm sure in December we'll be flat out and I'll be like, I gotta go. Gotta have time off. I'm going to see my dad, my spiritual father, Donald Trump. It's gonna be fucking epic. I've never gone to see a golf game, but if I'd be going to that golf game. You know what I mean? Be legendary. I think I had a dream the other night that I met Trump and I got to shake his hand. And then I was like, oh shit. And I'm like, dude, take a photo. And then someone was like, fucked up my phone and they pretended to take the photo. And then I looked at my phone. I'm like, you fucked it. And he was already gone. And I woke up and I was like, it was just a dream. It was just a dream. The Prime Minister emerged from the meeting to declare Mr. Trump did not seek Australian military help in the rising tension with Iran. Although the security challenges with Iran and North Korea were canvassed during the meeting, the President's Cup is played at different locations every 2 years and will be held this year at the Royal Melbourne Cup Golf Club in December 12 to 15. Oh, yeah. Should be able to make that. Should be able to get time off of it. The same venue used for the event in 1998 and 2011, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? While Mr. Morrison extended his invitation during the private meeting, Mr. Trump was asked during the open remarks at his start of his meeting if he would attend the golf tournament and replied, I'd like to. There's hope. Imagine getting my hat signed. Imagine if this hat got signed by Trump. Shit. Dreams come true, people. Don't only just believe, but you got to like practically do something towards it. I'll be like, I should send Trump an email. Send the White House an email. And I'll talk to my boss about having time off. I'll be like, mate, he's coming. He's coming to Australia. I never thought I'd go to Melbourne, which is like the fucking communist hellhole of Australia. It's the virtue signaling wasteland where they implement all this PC legislation. It's always backfiring. It's like the land of home invasions and rapes. It's real dumb. People get stabbed and all sorts down there all the time. It's real shithole. PC legislation never works. It always backfires. Australian Ambassador to the United States, Joe Hockey, has been working on plans to get Mr. Trump to Melbourne for several months, and the formal invitation intensifies that effort. Australian sources said that it was right to estimate a 50-50 chance of visiting going ahead. Hell yeah. Mr. Trump. Anyway. That's it. That's all we need to read. That's the best part of that article. That Trump, the legend, will be coming to Australia. What other saucy news have I got? Oh, crap. Here's another one. Some of these articles are so bad. Like, even just by reading them, it's like, I'm going to get fucking demonetized on this particular video. Oh my goodness. Maybe we'll try to read this without being too out of control. Get this shit, you won't believe it. I wonder if this article's fake. Yeah, it must be fake. It's LGBTQ Nation, that's who's written the article. A video game lets you play as Jesus, Trump, or Hitler. You win by shooting LGBTQI people. A radical non-binary, gender-fluid, pansexual, humanoid berserker. It is most powerful adversary. I don't know what that means. According to developers, a soon-to-be released video game will allow you to play as all them people I just said and battle against LGBTQ people, feminists, and social justice warriors. Other playable characters include Vladimir Putin, Benito Mussolini. I think that's the is that the guy, the president of, I don't know. I don't know who it is. I'm talking shit now. I don't know. The characters' names are tweaked to resemble their actual names, like Dolph, Trump, and Putin. So they just changed the names slightly. Anyway, Jesus Strikes Back Judgment Day will have an alpha release in late January, according to the game website. But the over-the-top storyline and cheeky website have some people wondering if the game is just an attempt to troll both left and right. That's kind of good. I like that. I like the fact that they would troll left and right. With graphics resembling Grand Theft Auto, the game features the return of Christ to fight the New World Order set in place by progressives. Yeah, sounds awesome. I like the general gist of it. I kind of sounds cool. Jesus coming back and fighting the New World Order. I like that particular part of it. Um, Players battle radicals like LGBTQI people, social justice warriors, feminist terrorists, and immigrants in the run and gun style game. The radical non-binary gender. Anyway, I think if I keep reading it, I'll just get into more trouble. So self-censorship, the PC madness is fucking taking full effect. The fear wells up in me when I read this stuff. You know what I mean? What other article have I got to read? I'm running out. Get this. I got another good article. I'll hit up the comments section for a minute. I don't want to time you out unless you get crazy. You're all good otherwise. Whoa, someone got timed out, did they? A message got deleted. Thanks heaps. Lisa T's onto it. Damn. Fucking awesome. Okay, he must have got booted from the comment section. That's crazy. Thank you. Thanks for booting him, because I definitely would miss all of that. I'm kinda a spurge queen. Thanks, Lisa. You're awesome. Hey, Dusty, I'm glad to catch your show in the land of G. Yeah, Frost. Is it? Thanks, dude. You're a legend, mate. I can't. Yeah. Born Nordic. He's like, Lisa, you're making it worse. By riling him up. Good work, Lisa. You're good. What'd you say? I love everyone here, dude. Only bad ones I see really are on Revenge of the Sis and Nightwave. Defago Mersh haters that need to get modded. Yeah. Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, only Dusty going away. Yeah. I need more wine. But then I realise I'm an alcoholic and I feel bad. Betty Spaghetti. Nothing wrong with the blind after a hard day's work. Anyway, thanks everyone. Read another fucking article. There's still 40 of us watching. That's a lot. That's a lot of people watching, I guess. You reckon I should do a live? I'm thinking of doing a live tomorrow. I think my church starts at 9:30. I could do a live at like 8 o'clock, which would be, it's 10:30 now, so it'd be like 2 hours, 2.5 hours earlier than right now. I probably will, because for you American people, I don't know how much news would have come out by then, but generally there's a lot. But get this for an article. Australian gave a former Nauru detainee $98,000 to settle in Cambodia. He said that's not enough. So you got to understand this. I did an interview. The Ipswich Community Forum. It's coming up. Oh, so I have my Cheap Tuesday. If you look at my website, dustybogan.com, I did a post and it's like, Dusty has 3 live shows a week: Cheap Tuesday, Thirsty Thursday, and DustyWAVE Radio, right? And the thing is, this Tuesday I'm going, Ipswich Community Forum's happening. So I'm going to go. It only happens once a month, and I haven't been for ages, and I better go because I've interviewed a lot of cool people there, like authors and politicians. And they're great people, so I'll go. Hopefully I can do a live. So maybe Cheap Tuesday will happen, but it's going to happen like later, which won't be good for Americans who tune in. It'll be fucking way too late. It'll be like 3 or 4 in the morning or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, anyway, when I went to the community forum, then this is relevant to this article. I interviewed a guy who wrote a book called Manus Days, and this is about Australians' offshore detention. So I interviewed him probably a bit over a year ago, and he told us he was a guard on Manus Island. He wrote a book about it, and he was saying like, yeah, these people they're not refugees, they're economic migrants, or they're nation shopping for nations that have better fucking welfare states, right? And he was saying there's about like 2% of people in Australians offshore detention are like genuine refugees. And he's like, yeah, and probably 2% of them you'd feel bad about. And he said mostly it was like the Cambodians or people from Sri Lanka or Vietnam, who they were like actually some kind of persecuted minority. But he said, yeah, most of these people from the Middle East were just economic. They were like nation shopping for fucking welfare. And also, this dude who wrote the Manus Days, I could look it up. It's in my YouTube comment. I think it's in my YouTube videos, that interview. Anyway, I forget the guy's name. He told me how once they come on the people smugglers boat them over to Australia. The Navy intercepts them. Then they take them to Nauru or Manus Island. It's our offshore detention centers for people seeking asylum, but they will never be settled in Australia. So he was saying that they get offered straight up. There's a $30,000 Australian dollars. They can go anywhere they want. They can go from Manus Island. They can go to the mainland. They can fly to wherever they want. They can go. They can go back home. They can go seek asylum in another nation, but they'll never go to Australia, get 30 grand. And they're allowed to settle on the nation of on Manus Island, which is in like, I think it's in Papua New Guinea. So they don't have to stay there. It's just like it's an ex-Navy base, Australian Navy base. It's been converted to a offshore detention facility. He was saying that they have like a cafeteria. They get like beds. There's beds and kitchens and bathrooms and rec areas, and there's a cafeteria where they have a certain amount of points where they can get food and stuff, right? And he said they have a certain amount of points that they can cash in every day to get extra stuff. and they get their meals provided. So he's saying what the people do on the island is they eat their meals, they cash in their points for like cigarettes, and then they go into town, they trade their cigarettes for like drugs and mobile phones and mobile phone credit and prostitution, all the shit. And he said then they're really pissing off the locals because they're treating the locals like shit. But yeah, he was saying pretty much essentially in relation to this article I'm about to read. Yeah, they get offered thousands and thousands of dollars. So this guy, I'll read it again. We'll hook into the article. Australia gave former Nauru detainee 98,000 to settle in Cambodia. He says that's not enough. A refugee who previously said Australia abandoned him in Cambodia now acknowledges he received a lump sum of 38,000 for education and health insurance of his children on top of 60,000 in previous payments. That is insane. Abdullah fled Syria with his wife and children in 2011, but left them in Lebanon while he tried to reach Australia. His boat from Indonesia was stopped on the way to Australia in 2014, and he was detained on Christmas Island and Nauru. 2016, Abdullah agreed to be resettled in Cambodia. In exchange, he was to receive a package of cash and payments to a bank account totaling 60,000, as well as in-kind assistance mostly provided to the International Organization of Immigration. His wife and 4 children joined him in December. Hey, there's like a photo of them smiling. They reckon Cambodia's come a long way. I've got mates who go there on mission trips all the time. But apparently the Chinese have come in and they're like dominating. They're pretty much buying up Cambodia. Cambodia is losing its sovereignty to China. And the Chinese treat the Cambodians like second-class citizens in their own nation. So that's not good. Abdullah told the ABC in May that the Australian government had reneged on promises to provide local private school for up to 4 years and health insurance for up to 5 years for his children. It's difficult here. My kids cannot go to school, Mr. Abdullah said at the time. Australian Department of Home Affairs said it would not commit to comment on an individual case. However, after the ABC published the story, the Department of Home Affairs sent a further statement on July 12 saying Abdullah was given a lump sum to fund schooling and health for his children. Yeah, so they're just getting like huge fucking heaps of cash. I wonder how they go in so it looks like he's set up his own shop, Middle East Feast. He's got his own shop in Cambodia. He's got his house above it. Like the guy's bloody laughing, mate. You be cheering. It's amazing that the fact that our government gave all this tax-paid money. So this is my money, the money all my friends and family get taxed in every week. It's been given to this guy who's not real. I don't think he would have been really in danger. Maybe he was, but he should have just stayed in Lebanon with his family. Do you know what I mean? They kind of look like a normal, decent enough family. I'm glad they're safe. But like, God, how are they going to go in Cambodia? You reckon that they'll integrate and marry local Cambodians? Or do you think my thinking would be like he'd be trying to get private education so he could like his kids would get a decent education and they would try to migrate out of Cambodia in the future? I'd say that would be his plans. The refugee said he spent some of the 38,000 lump sum repaying debts to relatives who looked after his wife and children while he was in detention. I returned the money to those who were helping my family in the absence of 7 years. Some of the money was also spent setting up a restaurant in wherever it is, but the business lost money and was sold to a Cambodian earlier this year, he said. The refugee's case has been taken up by the National Justice Project, which has formally requested the Commonwealth comply with its undertaking, Mr. fucking Abdullah. Anyway, sounds like he's got the resettlement deal with Cambodia cost Australian taxpayers 55 million, with 40 million as aid to the Cambodian government and 15 million to the IOM to provide the services. The IOM will officially end all Australian-funded support services to these three refugees on Sunday. What the heck? Anyway, I think we've had way better success in Australia with our offshore detention. We don't have mass third world illegal migration coming in. The biggest problem is like they do have they're pretty much flying refugees in. They let in, I think it's like 15 or 14,000 refugees a year in that we like vet and we make sure they're genuine, and then we give them fucking immigration visas, and we fly them over, and they come in and get on the welfare and sit there and do nothing all day. I think Muslim immigration, working age Muslims have like a 55% unemployment rate in Australia. It's insane when you consider like it's like Asians, as in Vietnamese, Filipinos, Chinese, Koreans, Japanese. They have like a 2 or 3% unemployment rate. How fucking crazy is that? It's fucking crazy. Got some more funny articles. Here's one. Here's one that's kind of funny. Police standoff ends peacefully after a man reported wielding a chainsaw. This has happened in Australia. A man has been arrested after police received calls that he was damaging his own car with a chainsaw. Police were called. Police were called to Perry Road North at 1 p.m. this afternoon. This is a few days ago, I'm thinking, or yesterday afternoon. Reports that this man was wandering the streets with a chainsaw. Students of St. Helens Secondary College reported the school had been placed in lockdown, while images and videos of them crouching on the floor underneath tables. I wonder if the school was like a mile away and they were like, oh my God. Maybe some news reporter were like, hey, running around a mile away. Put your school on lockdown so we can write an article about it. Guaranteed. Just after 1 p.m. yesterday, we had numerous calls in Praddy Road of a male in his 30s walking around with a chainsaw and said acting Senior Sergeant Cole Dodds. That's so funny. I think of that movie, Army of the Dead. You know how he like fucking, is it Army of the Dead? You can watch it on, I think, Netflix. They did like a TV series of it, but the movie was pretty good. I think there's like 2 or 3 movies, and he has a chainsaw hand. That's a fucking classic. I don't really watch horror movies. I wouldn't call it horror. I'd call that a comedy. Definitely entertaining. It's like B-grade horror. The first one's more horror. The second one's not so horror. What else have we got here? I'll read a few comments. I saw YouTube videos. So Betty Spaghetti. I saw YouTube videos where German women weren't allowed to walk down certain Muslim streets in their own country. It's fucking crazy, man. You're solid and insightful, Lisa. Chat all you want. I always notice you. I'm just not as thirsty as, I don't know. I'm going to get this. Some chiming in. Betty Spaghetti, lol. At least we've got a moat, but the government pay now terrorists to come back, then buy them a flat with full benefits. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. I'm pretty sure they give them way more. Like Dad said, I had when I was doing this youth group a few years ago, I was a youth leader and I had heaps of other youth leaders living with me. And like they, so many times people would, they would pay like help. They'd pay board. It's not much. They'd pay board. And so many times people lost their jobs. And you know what? It'd be like, fuck, I think it was like 12 weeks they had to wait before they got government assistance. So I had to help these people live to survive. Like 3, 4 people, 5 people, so many people, which was fine. It was good because we were all like serving our local area. And these were good young people who just needed like a hand up through a tough time, and all of them have done really well in life. So I was glad I could help them through a tough spot. Tough spot, but it's bullshit. What I find it's bullshit because these people work their ass off, pay tax the whole life, right? They might go through a tough patch fucking between jobs, and then they're not even getting government assistance. It's like we're paying into the system. We're being taxed, right? And then you go through a tough trot between jobs or whatever, and they're not even willing to fucking give you your Centrelink, your social welfare. They have to wait 12, 13, 14 weeks before they even get a payment. And you're like, what are they supposed to do? Just starve to death? If it wasn't for like generosity of people, what a fucking joke. And if you're like a migrant in Australia, I'll tell you what, man, they just fucking lather it out for you. I think they're trying to get it better now. Like we have work for the dole. So if you're on the dole, you're on social welfare, you have to go and you have to apply for 20 jobs a week, and then you have to they actually make you volunteer for like 20 hours a week, which is great. I think it's like 24 hours a week. It must be like 8 hours a week. You have to go and volunteer. So it's like they're incentivizing people to go get a job. And I really like that. And even if you can't find a job and you're unemployable, you should be volunteering. Do you know what I mean? Because it's probably good for their mental health. And at least the whole community's getting something back for the generosity. It's not even the generosity of the taxpayers because we've been forced to pay tax. We've been forced to fucking do this. Though I do kind of believe in social welfare. I like it. I just don't like the idea of people cheating the system. Anyway, I don't know how I got onto that tangent. This is the Chainsaw Man again. It's believed the man had been damaging some personal property of his, and that's the cause of the phone calls to Triple O. The police responded to multiple calls, soon discovering the man had retreated into his house. After negotiating with the man, he peacefully surrendered, allowing police access to his house. According to Dodds, the man was in quite a confused state of mind and was transported to a hospital for assessment. Whoa. And he was chopping up his own car with a chainsaw. That's fucking wild. What was the other funny article I was reading? It was something else. Yeah, mate. Here's another good one, which I kind of like. It's kind of good news. There's a few good news ones here. If I missed anything in the comments section, just second mum has been in America for 27 years and pays tax. She just hasn't got her citizenship. That's like me. I don't have my citizenship in Australia. I've been here for 25 years. There's only 5 years I went back. It's crazy. I need to get my citizenship. I lodged the paperwork at the start of the year and dead set. I lodged the paperwork I paid for. I haven't heard anything. Heard nothing back from it. What a pain. If I just put the mic there, can you hear me still? City time go, but back in 5. So funny. Um, well, nice way through the comments section. My parents smuggled my second mum back from Mexico when I was born, and she basically raised while they worked. She basically raised you while you worked. Oh, yeah. Dude, we need more Mexicans and Latinos to migrate to Australia. I reckon the solution of Europe and Canada is we should be like, why are we letting in Muslims who don't drink alcohol? So I think that, and they have a different religion that's kind of challenging for us to integrate with them. They don't like gays. They want to suppress women. They fucking look. The vegans don't like them. People who like animal rights don't like them because the way they kill fucking animals, right? The halal slaughter. Feminists shouldn't like that burkas, right? The gays should be fearful of them. They're on the welfare crazy. They have a full. I think it's a very dangerous religion. Islam to me is like, it's like the Vikings. If you kill someone, if you kill your enemy, you go to Valhalla. That's what the Vikings believe. That's what the Muslims believe. If I kill an infidel, I go to paradise. It's dangerous. I don't think they integrate well, but we need to. I reckon the Western nations, we should be like, look at Latinos. I think Latinos and Asians, they really integrate quite well. Same with Indians, Hindus and Sikhs and Buddhists and Latino Catholics and Eastern European Orthodox Eastern Europeans. And I actually don't mind. I like the Christian Africans. I got heaps of Christian African mates, but we should be like. I think we should. We don't. We've got like good amounts of every racial group in Australia. We have like about the balance right. We don't just have like bulk one particular group. If anything, we've got the most of one particular group. It's definitely Europeans, and then it's Asians like Chinese, Vietnamese, Filipinos. But they're all good. They seem to integrate well. They have a beer. They stick to themselves. They love money. They want to make a buck everywhere. They integrate well economically, but I think we should start boosting up the Latino numbers. Give Latinos a good shot in Australia, and I think Europe should do that too. They should be like, hang on a minute, you got Latinos. Look, if you're a European, you're like, hey, Latinos love soccer, love a beer, they're Catholic. It's like, whoa, they were like meant to be. That's like the integration rate would be fucking so good, and Latinos work their asses off. When I was in America, in like LA and Miami, so many Latinos everywhere. Miami, we went there for the big orange bloody drop on New Year's party. It was just like 80% Latinos, 85% Latinos, and that was fucking safe as, good as, they were fine. Seemed like good, hard-working family people. You know what I mean? Anyway, that was another tangent. I'm going to wrap this up soon. What's that, an hour and a half? I reckon that's good. That's long enough. But anyway, I'll read this last article. Power prices fall as customers shop around and competition increases. How fucking brilliant. I've always said this. If you have a capitalistic nation, you have capitalism, we actually get like good deals if we have good competition. Competition drives competition, gets us, makes the prices cheaper, forces companies to innovate, get more efficient, and prices drop. It's fucking great. We've seen it with the power companies. We've seen it with groceries. And this is my problem with when we there's one thing we have to be really careful of. If we like sell off our assets, this is something that we've been doing. We sell off our assets, but essentially we sell off our assets to like a monopoly, which is bullshit. If you sell any assets, you're a politician. If you're talking politics to someone, someone's like, oh, they're selling the railroads or the power companies or the fucking phone companies or the water companies, or they're selling the port, or they're selling all this stuff. The only way it can work, if you're selling into a monopoly, we get fucked. But if you sell into the free market capitalism system, well, you would split it up so there'd be competition. Do you know what I mean? Competition rules and reigns in capitalistic society. That's where the people truly get good value for money. I'll read this anyway. Power prices are coming down. Consumers are shopping around for better deals, and there is more competition in energy sector, according to an annual snapshot of the market of the Australian Energy Market Commission. After the distinctly downbeat report in 2018, the AEMC says increasing competition since its last assessment had led to decreases in consumer prices and reduction to market centralization in all markets except Tasmania. That's so left leaning down Tasmania. It's not really good. It says new and emerging power retailers are driving lower prices, and the retail market is starting to shift towards simpler and more comparable pricing structures and greater production innovation. Hallelujah. Thank goodness. We need to do this we've screwed ourselves in Australia with our water companies. We privatized all the water companies, and there's no competition. And we're getting screwed. Oh, it's 11. So I've been on for 2 hours. Whoa. My missus just texted me. Yeah, maybe we'll just leave it there, eh? Thanks to the people who donated to me. Old mate James donated $10 to my PayPal. That was really generous. And Aaron donated $30 to Super Chats. And someone else donated $2.99. Get your name. Thanks heaps, everyone. 29 of yous watching. Jeez, we can probably go like I said, Cheap Tuesday. I'll be going out this Cheap Tuesday and going to the Ipswich Community Forum. I don't know what's going on down there. Hopefully I'll film something. Maybe I can go live. I can do like data sharing off my phone to my to my tablet, and I can do a fucking live that way, hopefully. And then also Thirsty Thursday should be good. I might just read the news and do it on my own. Might have guests on there every second Thursday, and then I'm going on a hunting trip Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'll be gone, and I won't be around next Saturday for DustyWAVE radio. So I have to leave yous and love yous. It's funny because I did set up on my website, dustybogan.com. I got a first post you read on that. It's like, Dusty Bogan has 3 lives. Cheap Tuesday, 6 o'clock, Brisbane time. Thirsty Thursday, 6 o'clock, Brisbane time. And then DustyWAVE radio, Saturday, 9 a.m., Brisbane time. And like, yeah, I posted that like a week ago. And then it's like the second week it's up. It's like, oh, sorry, I'm not actually doing Cheap Tuesday, and I'm not going to be doing DustyWAVE radio next week. But that'll be pretty rare. And I'll try to stick to the consistency 3 times a week and just read through the news in the comments section and go on mad fucking rants and tangents. And I would suggest that don't even read shitty left-wing news that makes you feel like shit. Let Dusty do it for you. You know what I mean? And I can help you fucking navigate the way through the bullshit. And take care. All thanks, Dusty. Cheers, mate. Dusty, have a good night or day. Not sure what time it is there, but take care. Yeah, it's the morning here. It's 11 o'clock, so it's lunchtime. Thanks heaps, Lisa, for moderating my chats. I just learned how to make people moderators on Thirsty Thursday. So I'm gonna have to fucking definitely do that. And hopefully soon enough I'll work out how to do Streamlabs. I'll have to watch them videos that fucking Lacey sent me. Someone sent someone, the Proud Boys. I think a few of them were watching the Thirsty Thursday, and they were like, "We need subtitles for Lacey. Can't understand her." So I think that's pretty funny. Yeah. Seems you made the right ones. Mods. Yeah. Lisa NW and Lisa T, they're awesome to put on as mods, and I put Deadbeat. Thanks for the spanner, Dusty Bogan. Yeah, mate, no worries. So Deadbeat, you're always like good. So to once I make someone a mod, does it stay on there? Because I didn't make. I know Lisa's got a spanner there, so she stays as a mod. That's cool. That makes it fucking way easier. Where's Ford Nordic? Is he gone for Darian? Yeah, he's got a spanner too. Oh, sick. That makes it super easy. Cool, man. Lacey talks 100 miles an hour. Bless her. Yeah, she does, but she's still funny. I think like anything a Scottish person says is quite funny. So I want to try get Lacey on like every second Thursday, and then maybe I'll do Lacey and Lachlan on every second Thirsty Thursday, and we can go through some news together and have a beer together. You know what I mean? Try to keep some consistency there, and hopefully we can all learn how to understand fucking Scottish people. Lisa T. I went back through Thirsty Thursday show. There was an errant link that may have gotten demonetized. I removed it. Oh, thanks heaps, Lisa T. What's an errant link? Is that like one of them porn bots or some shit? Fuck yeah, because I lost all the super chats from that. They haven't come through. I'm right here, Dusty. Fuck you. I thought you went for a smoke break and never came back. It's cool you've got your mad spanner. I didn't realize that once I make someone a moderator, they stay as a moderator. That's fucking sick. Scottish rock, Ben Mac. Yeah, fuck they do. Have a good one, Dusty. I'm talking to you from yesterday. Thanks heaps, bro. You're in I'm in the future. It's pretty good in the future. It's not too bad. Lacey rules. So do you, Dusty. Really, real mofo. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Norco Loco, whatever. Sorry. Porn bots. Oh yeah. OMFG. No Dusty show on Dusty show. Yeah. So it was a porn bot, right? Or nah? Whatever it was. Yes, your mods will stay with you until the next live show. Ah, cool. That's sweet. No, a hyperlink to another video that YouTube may not have appreciated. Ah, okay. You guys refer to wenches as spinners? All right. Thanks heaps, everyone. I think I had my lights on my face hardcore today. My eyes aren't even red. They feel red. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll go. I'll see how I go. If I read any sick articles, I might do a live tomorrow morning as well, which will be American afternoon. If it is, I'll set it tonight and share it around a little bit. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks to my moderators, and thanks to people who donated. Check out dustybogan.com. I've got my Dusty Bogan's weddings on there now. So Dusty Bogan performs spiritual weddings between husband and wife. Don't get an abortion. If you get knocked up, you should marry that bloke, and Dusty will help you get married. Marry you spiritually. And if you can't afford a big white wedding and you're like, oh, I want to get married, but I can't afford it, and you want to this is the biggest problem. I've seen it as like a youth leader and leader in my church, everyone's like, they're fooling around. They're fooling around. We all know they're fooling around. But they like pretty much essentially the reason they're not getting married straight away is just because they want to have a nice big wedding. And it costs like 25 grand or something. So people like put it off and then they're having sex outside of marriage. But it's like, do you blame them? I reckon the solution is you have to just have a spiritual ceremony, a spiritual marriage, like the ancient tradition and culture. You have to have like this spiritual ceremony, get united to husband and wife, and then you can do your big white wedding years down the track when you have the cash. And I'm telling you what, we need to change. We need to bring shotgun weddings back into pop culture. I want to marry some people. I want to be like, our invested in me by the Holy Spirit. I now pronounce you husband and wife. And hopefully we can save some babies and get some people married who are going to create fucking more families. That's what the world needs. Anyway, check out the dustybogan.com and you can see my articles. And there's only 2 and then some videos, and then my mate is going to help me upload all the fucking heaps of videos on there back. I'll fucking back up all my videos on there. It'd be sick if I could post my lives directly to it. I'll have to work that shit out. Dusty's doing the Lord's work. Why not? I think we need to change the culture. Like, there's no point condemning people who get abortions if there's no way to like facilitate like shotgun weddings. Shotgun weddings have been taken out of our culture. The gun used to be pointed at the bloke. It was like, you knocked her up. Now you got to be a man, take responsibility and marry her. And the guy was like, all right, because I don't want to die, I'll do the right thing. I'll marry her and keep the baby. That's what was happening in our culture. And then we were like, nah, we're not going to shoot the guy. And they pointed the gun at the baby in the womb. And I think that is so fucked up. We need to bring back shotgun weddings into pop culture. And we need to encourage people to get married. Young people get married. I'm not for people having sex outside of marriage. I know it happens. Of course we do it. But like in culture, it's so fucking hard to afford to get married. Can you blame these people? So we need to bring back a culture where you can have spiritual marriages, not recognized by the government, that don't cost you fucking a dime. Though if we do it on Skype, I'm going to charge someone like $10. I'll be like, you want a Skype wedding? $10. Who cares? Do it cheap. Make it fun and funny. And have a spiritual ceremony connect you. You reckon that'd be funny? Don't fill your easy bake ovens with baby butter unless you want a kid. That's so funny. Good on you, mate. Chuck, you legend. I had an idea. That's why they called those shotgun weddings. Haha. Yeah, that's why they called them shotgun weddings. I reckon the previous generation, I hate to shock you all, I reckon heaps of us alive now on the planet are the result of a shotgun wedding. Do you know what I mean? We're all heaps of us. I reckon fucking 50% of people alive on the planet right now are the result of shotgun weddings. Maybe the generation before that it was even higher. I reckon it was 65%. People were fooling around. They're like, fuck, I don't want to get my brains blown out, so I'll make an honest woman. I'll make an honest man and woman of us, and we'll keep the baby, and we'll have a family. And they traded in shotgun weddings, which was a huge part of pop culture. Fucking there, I reckon, for generations. And we removed it. We replaced shotgun weddings with abortions. It's bullshit. And now we're killing in Australia 100,000 babies a year, 1 million every 10 years. We're killing. It's fucked up. And if you look at the percentages, if you go through abortions, this is the worst part. You go through abortions and it's like 0.01% of abortions were done because of a rape, and it's like 2% is due to like a medical issue, like as in the baby could have been Down syndrome or something. So it's literally like 98% of babies have been aborted who are healthy babies. 98% of them are healthy. Let's call it 95%. 95% of them are healthy, And all they needed was a shotgun wedding. All they needed was a shotgun wedding. Problem solved. I hope you feel me. I'm going to keep promoting it and talking about it, even if it takes me 10 years before someone's like, "Hey, Dusty," and sends me an email. I think it's dustybogan at hotmail.com. The dustybogan at hotmail.com. You can email me. If you ever want to get hold of me. If it takes me 10 years to get someone who finally says, yes, I would like to be spiritually married because I knocked my missus up, and I want a shotgun wedding, or you're like, hey, Dusty, I can't afford this wedding, and I'm tempted to fool around, or I'm fooling around with my missus, but I prefer to have a spiritual ceremony. So it's like I feel like I've done the right thing whilst we save up for the official white wedding that's recognised by the government. It might take me 10 years before I get that email. It might take me a year, but I'm going to keep talking about it because we need to change it in pop culture. We've got cultural problems, man. It's like Bret Bart said, politics is downstream of culture. So what do? Fix culture. Hey? You know what I mean? My dad told me I would have been aborted if I was going to be special. Yeah, it's pretty fucking hard, eh? You just scraped in, I'm guessing. Oh, it's pretty tough. Sorry, everyone. Practically before the birth control pill came out. Yeah, probably. All right, guys, catch us all later. Thanks for